And welcome back to the Postpod 2. We're honored to have in our Postpod 2 studio this morning U.S. Senator David Vitter. And Senator, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Garrett. Great to be here. Great to be with you.
A couple of topics very hot right now. First of all, we're talking about ISIS this morning. We had a story concerning a growing concern about ISIS and the supporters in this country. What are your thoughts on people who are supporting this group?
Well, I don't think there are many Americans in that category, but there are some nuts and some extremists, and we have to be very concerned about whether it's Americans or Middle Easterners getting into this country regarding attacks. I think that's what makes the Mexican border situation even that much more serious. We have practically an open border, and that's a big issue even before you get to Homeland Security, ISIS, terrorism, but it's really a very concerning issue in light of the threats against us.
So how do we control the borders?
Well, we need to put more people there and more fencing and more protection there. I think we also need to have a fundamentally different approach to folks who do get across that we catch. Right now, we're relocating them. The federal government is relocating them all around the country and giving them a court date that's usually 8 or 10 months in the future. Those folks, first of all, don't show up for court and often are in our country for years. That's a crazy approach that is premised on failure, and we need quick and effective deportations. I have a legislation that would do that, that would streamline the process. By the way, Louisiana is one of the top 10 states affected in terms of these illegal minors, and they're being relocated around the country by the federal government. In the last 12 months or so, we have over 1,600 cases of illegal minors relocated into Louisiana by the federal government. So we are directly impacted. We're one of the top 10 states impacted.
Now also, we've been talking about Ebola, a lot of concerning that because it's popping up in different parts of the country. Is Congress doing anything to keep us safer? Is there anything we need to know that Congress could be doing to address this problem?
Well, certainly, you know, the Center for Disease Control is very, very focused on it, and they need the resources and funding to monitor that in a very aggressive way. We haven't gotten any additional requests, things they don't have, but we would be very open to that. It's clearly extremely serious. I don't think there's any cause for panic, but clearly agencies like CDC have to be all over this, tracking the folks that could have had contact with this individual in Dallas.
Now I understand from here you go to Crowley?
Yeah, going to Crowley for a chamber meeting at 8 a.m. today, coming back and have a good discussion here in Lafayette about I-49 South with I-49 Coalition and chamber folks here in Lafayette. Yesterday, I was in New Iberia with sugar farmers, had a great roundtable discussion with them. Went from there to Delcambre, met with a bunch of fishermen there and port folks. That's obviously a huge part of that economy and that community. So we had really good sit-downs and discussions there.
Senator, thank you so much for joining us.
Gary, thank you.
Been speaking with U.S. Senator David Vitter. Right now,